What up, boys, and welcome back to another video. So in today's video, we're going to talk a bit about how I set up my different druid specs to optimize them for gold farming. Because there's a lot of people that are stepping back to the game right now, and they have no clue where to begin on their UI or their talents in the first place. And it's a big difference if you just roll with the basic talents that Blizzard will give you, or if you optimize them for gold farming, both now in the pre-patch, but also when Dragonflight releases. Obviously, you might want to alter the talents a little bit in Dragonflight once we reach max level, depending on the farm. Do you need a little bit more survivability? Maybe some more self-heal, because the mobs are going to be higher level, hit harder, and so on. But so far, I've been working on the alpha and the beta, and now on live to optimize the gold farmings and make the talents that I personally consider to be the best. So we're going to take a look at them and also look at why I think they're the best, right? Before we do that, though, of course, if you guys haven't grabbed it already, make sure to pick up a copy of the 0 to 10 million gold guide. Features all of the best gold farms that I'm personally using. And the best part about it is the fact that whenever a new expansion comes out, like Dragonflight, I'm going to update the gold guide for that expansion and send out all the updated versions to you guys if you've purchased the book in the past, or obviously right now. And big news! I know a lot of you guys, including myself, have asked me for like paperback copies of the gold guide. And so far, only one of them has been approved. That is, however, the one and only, the Holy Bible of Gold Making, the 0 to 10 million gold guide. It was a lot of work to get this working. But if you guys want to get a paperback version, if you're like me and you just want to have it in your collection of WoW items in your shelf, then you can now grab it from Amazon. Now, obviously, it's not an ebook, so I can't update a physical copy of the gold guide. It's more like a novelty item if you like to have it physically. So I'm going to leave the link to that down below in the description. But due to shipping costs, make sure that you're shopping from the correct Amazon website. So if you live in Germany, you want to use the German Amazon, and if you live in Sweden, you want to use the Swedish Amazon to get like lower cost on shipping. But that's all going to be linked down below in the description. Now over to the talents. So we're going to talk about the feral talents to begin with, which is the typical talents that you guys would want to use when you're doing like solo farming dungeons and all of that. And there's a couple of things that it's going to be important for you guys to know about. So I'm going to drag my camera further down so you guys can easier see what we're dealing with right here. But basically, you want to be able to get Lunar Inspiration. Lunar Inspiration allows you to cast the Moonfire while in cat form, and the basic talents is not going to give you this, right? Besides from that, you also want to get Incarnation, because Incarnation is really sweet because it will allow you to stealth while you're in combat, but more importantly, it helps you with your energy. So when you're in cat form and you've been spamming Moonfire and swipes and you're struggling to spam it because you're running out of energy, Incarnation is going to be great for that. So that's why I went with Incarnation as well. Besides from that, there's not a lot of items or talent points that's super important in the feral point tree, but you definitely want to get Lunar Inspiration and Incarnation. At least I like to have it. If you go to the Druid point tree, though, you want to spec into Astral Influence because it increases the range of all your abilities, right? So your Moonfire and you swipe, like everything is increased in range. So definitely worth picking that up. You also want to pick up, obviously, Tiger Dash. Some people prefer Wild Charge, but I like Tiger Dash. You also want to get Stampeding Roar together with Improved Stampeding Roar, reducing the cooldown by a whole minute. Besides from that, you want to get Flying Swiftness, obviously, 15% movement speed increase, together with the Tireless Pursuit. You retain your movement speed up to 40% when you leave cat form and travel form. And you're going to leave the travel in cat form if you're going to jump out of cat form to do self-heal and so on. So it's just, there's not a lot of like great talent points besides from that you can put it in. But you could pick up something like Reju if you want to do more self-heals. But I prefer to do this one because you don't really need any DPS on this. This is for old content farming on your feral druid. Keep that in mind, right? If you're doing transmog runs or you're farming for primals, volatile, all of that. And very important, I'm going to leave the links to my my talents in the description of this video, because if you guys take a look at the bottom left right here, you can see that you have an option that says import, and you can also share it. So if you copy it from the description down below, you can click on import, and then you can paste in the import to get exactly my talents, right? So more importantly, balance, the balance tree. I see a lot of alternative specs with balance, and it matters a lot, right? So one thing that you want to grab in the balance tree, well, there's many things by all means, but if you're going to go through the druid points first, right, then you want to grab yourself, like, once again, feline swiftness doesn't come as a default. You want to grab feline swiftness, and you're going to be changing out of cat form because you want to still be able to use, you're still going to use Tiger Dash to like move over to mobs, to pull more mobs and so on. And to be able to retain the speed while doing that, you want to have a Tireless Pursuit as well. And then I just went for Stampeding Roar. It's great if you're doing roaming farms in a 2x4 or in a 5-man, and you want to give you and your teammates more speed so you can pull even more efficiently. You want Stampeding Roar as well. And then you obviously want to grab Sunfire and Improved Sunfire, because it just applies Sunfire to all the mobs within 11 yards. On the balanced druid points, there's also a lot of difference compared to the basic talents. Now, first of all, you want to go down this tree. This tree right here, you have stuff like this. Star Search has a 20% chance to make Starfall free, and Starfall has a 40% chance to make Star Search free. So when you use Starfall, you always want to use Star Search if it procs, because it's free, and it has a chance to proc a Starfall for free, because it's quite tricky to constantly keep up Starfall. What's also going to help you to keep up Starfall is to grab Convoke the Spirits, which can proc abilities like Star Search and Starfall and all of that. It's just amazing for 2x4 farming to have Convoke the Spirits. I also picked up Solstice Stellar Flare to help with the AoE or the damage, and then the Twin Moons. But what I really like, what surprised me the most, is the Mushroom. Mushroom, do not sleep on it. It's absolutely insane. So Wild Mushroom, you pretty much click on a target, click the Mushroom, and after 1 second it will detonate, and it deals AoE damage. And it also generates astral power, right, based on the target's hit. And you've got 3 of them, like 3 mushrooms that you can put up. And then you can go into the Improved Mushroom or the Fungal Growth, which enemies struck by Wild Mushrooms are damaged for an additional 70% over 8 seconds and slowed by 50%. This is absolutely amazing. So what I've done is, and I would, if you guys are going to do 2x4 farming, well, right now and in Dragonflight, is to macro it. And you want to macro it on the monk statue, because if you guys haven't done 2x4 farming, it typically is you on a monk, and then like, well, someone on a monk, and then 7 people playing on the druids, right? So you can macro this like /target black ox statue /cast wild mushroom. So you will just automatically target the statue and just plant a bunch of mushrooms on the statue. So it's going to AoE all of the mobs that are attacking the statue. It is a great ability, and probably my favorite thing to do now in the pre-patch. Like, these mushrooms are great. They deal a lot of damage. We've been doing it today, playing on the pre-patch, doing BFA farms 2x4. And it definitely matters. So that was pretty much it for my talents. If you guys got any questions whatsoever, I might alter the talents a little bit. And by the time we're in Dragonflight playing at max level, I'm going to do an updated video on the last talent points. And if we notice that something is better than the other talents and so on. But so far, this is what I've been using. The links to it are down below. So don't forget to check out the complete gold guide and use the discount code Dragonflight for 50% off. or if you want to, grab yourself a copy of the physical book that's now out. Boys, thank you all so much for watching. Subscribe for more videos like this and future Dragonflight gold farming videos, and I will see you all back in at tomorrow's video. But until then, bye-bye.